Hello and welcome to Stylusware, the channel dedicated to reviewing my vinyl records. The original intention of creating this channel comes way back from the time I was searching for the not-so-popular vinyl rips or unboxing videos on YouTube to no avail, so I came up with that idea that, well, I'm probably not alone here and there are more people in want of similar stuff. So what I'm going to do now is simply review records in every possible aspect so you guys know whether you really want to buy them or not. It took me a while to choose the first record for review as I have about 200 of them, mostly electronic, mostly old school. And to not blatantly start off with the first pressing of The Fat of the Land by The Prodigy, which is quite interesting by the way, I somehow ended up with the Holloway Brooch by The Orb. Let's begin, my dear vinyl addicts. Holloway Brooch was conceived as a compilation album for Record Store Day 2024. It contained 6 tracks spanning the Orb's career from 1995 to 2022. As it usually goes with Mr. Alex Patterson, the selection of tracks is pretty random, I should say. There are pretty strange things about this record and we'll cover them all here. Let's review track by track, provided that you know who the Orb are and that you are familiar with at least a couple of their albums. And you know how different they are since they were produced by different people with Alex Patterson at the helm, throwing a weird and funny sample here and there. Number 1 is Baghdad Battery's ambient mix. Virtually, it is the same track from the Baghdad Battery's album. However, there is a tiny bit of another track from the same album in the beginning. And that tiny bit is from Chocolate Fingers. I do not know how this particular version was born, but it definitely doesn't sound like an outtake or an alternative mix. It is the exact same thing with a little bit of another track. I do not recall hearing this version anywhere else apart from this compilation. The tune itself is an ambient masterpiece and I like it. Before we get to number 2, I must say I was surprised that this compilation was completely unmixed. One track does not segue into another. Number 2 is Pervitin in Paraculling and the Hemlock Stone version. I do not particularly like this one, but it is not bad. Pervitin comes in 2 different flavors. On a CD version, Honeymoon is segueing to Pervitin. Vinyl and digital versions have the original unmixed Pervitin. For this compilation, they use the CD version, which is not logical, and hearing ending of another track is weird. For most casual listeners, that would not matter. They use the same approach on History of the Future Part 1. So let us not judge it and simply say that the first 2 tracks on this compilation contain snippets from 2 other tracks. Number 3 is Baraka. Totally new, totally fresh. While the first 2 were mostly ambient pieces of music, this one has a beat. It is overloaded with samples about the invincible evil Satan. I tend to like this track, especially the added synths in the end. Could have well deserved its place on any of the last 3 albums.
This occasion that God would strip Job of all of his possessions. And of course, God permitted this to happen. He lost his children. He lost his servants. He lost his cattle.
Number 4 is the best one here. It is also new and it contains soothing guitar melody and synths that give you goosebumps. Alex added a sample of a baby crying and mumbling, and it sounds so sweet on top of the music. This track also has a beat and the whole thing is very positive. Number 5 is Plato, All Hands on Deck Mix 2 AM Edit. It is the version of Plato they played back in '93 and from then on. I honestly cannot tell the difference between this one and the one featured on the expanded edition of Orbis Terrarum, simply because I did not bother comparing them. It is a long 12-minute mix, so I am sorry. Number 6 is Prism. Yes, Prism from the album Prism, absolutely identical. Overall, this compilation flows awkwardly well. This is the best description I can provide. Packed in a thick cardboard sleeve with an insert sleeve beautifully designed by Mike Coles, and on green vinyl, it is really impressive. Sound quality is superb. Very few clicks and pops, which is a big problem with cooking vinyl these days, so I'm pleasantly surprised. I give it 10 out of 10 because this is a treat in all aspects. I will ignore mistakes with the second track Pervitin. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more reviews. By the way, I have all Orb releases on vinyl and not only the Orb. Bye bye.